Okay, so we did read part one, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and now this is part two, The Ballad of Never After. So let's get started. The last thing I believe happened, they found out that Apollo is still alive, and yeah, so let's read. So this one is words. My nose is itching. Sorry. This is words of warning. So let's get started. Dear Evangeline, eventually you will see him again, and when you do not be fooled by him. Do not be tricked by his charming dimples, his unearthly blue eyes, or the way your stomach might tumble when he calls you little fox. It's not a term of endearment, it's another form of manipulation. Jack's heart might beat, but it does not feel. If you are tempted to trust him again, remember all that he's done. Remember that he was the one to poison Apollo so that he could frame you for murder in order to make a long-lost prophecy come true, one that would turn you into a key capable of opening the Valerie Ark. That is all that he wants, to open the Valerie Ark. He will probably be kind to you at some point in the future, to try to influence you into unlocking the Ark. Do not do it. Remember what he told you that day in the carriage, that he is of fate and you are nothing but a tool to him. Do not let yourself forget that Jax is or feel sympathy for him. Again, if you need to trust someone, trust Apollo when he wakes, because he will awake. You will find a way to cure him, and when you do, trust that the two of you will find your happily ever after, and that Jax will get what he deserves. Good luck, Evangeline. She finished writing the letter to herself with a deep breath. Then she sealed the note with a thick dollop of golden wax and wrote the words, "In case you forget what the Prince of Hearts has done and you're tempted to trust him again." It had only been a day since she learned of Jack's most recent betrayal, poisoning her new husband Apollo on the night of their wedding. The duplicity of it all still felt so raw, it seemed impossible to Evangeline that she might ever trust Jax again. But Evangeline knew that her heart longed to hope for the best. She believed that people could change. She believed that everyone's life was like a story with an ending that was not yet written, and therefore everyone's future held infinite possibilities. But Evangeline could not allow herself to hope for Jax or to forgive him for what he had done to her and Apollo. And she could never help Jax open the Valerie Ark. The Valors, the first royal family of the magnificent North, had constructed the Ark as a passageway to a place called the Valerie. No one knew what the Valerie contained, since the stories of the North couldn't be fully trusted, thanks to the story curse that had been placed on them. Some tales couldn't be written down without bursting into flames, others couldn't leave the North, and many changed every time they were told, becoming less reliable with every retelling. In the case of the Valerie, there were two conflicting accounts. One said the Valerie was a treasure chest that held the Valor's greatest magical gifts. The other claimed the Valerie was an enchanted prison that locked away all manner of magic beings, including an abomination that the Valors had created. Evangeline didn't know which account she believed, but she had no plans to allow Jax to get his cold hands on either magical gifts or magical monsters. The Prince of Hearts was already dangerous enough, and she was furious with him. Yesterday, after suspecting Jax had been the one to poison Apollo, Evangeline had thought 5 words: "I know what you've done." Guards had then removed him from Wolf Hall. To her surprise, he had left without a fight or a word, but she knew he would be back. He wasn't done with her yet, though she was done with him. Evangeline took the letter she'd just written to herself, crossed the length of her royal suite, and placed the note atop the fireplace mantel, waxed side out, making sure she'd see the words of warning if they were ever needed again. I think that's going to be all for tonight. I'm kind of tired. But I did want to start it. So that is the beginning of the Ballad of Never After. Until next time, good night.